Hello guys, James here and welcome back to episode number 1 of my Road to Glory on FIFA Ultimate Team on the Nintendo Switch. We are now on FIFA 21 of course, as that was released last Friday, which was the 9th of October. And yeah, buzzing to have it. Always got to love a new FIFA, even if it hasn't changed much. But yeah, that works out pretty well for me. But before we get too much into it, you'll just see me opening up Ultimate Team for the first time, like all of you guys would have as well. And yeah, before I get into it, welcome if you're new, welcome back if you've watched before. If you could like and subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, of course, this first episode is always a how to start Ultimate Team. And obviously that is only in my humble opinion. And yeah, I mean, it always works out pretty well for me. I love this grind at the start of the game. And yeah, it's just, I think it is one of the funnest parts, to be honest. But we start off here, opening up our initial starter team that you get given. You get 3 gold players. All of this is untradeable. They all have 40 contracts, which is quite good, as I'll explain later on down the line. But yeah, they all have 40 contracts, and you can see here, I've basically made the squad. I just chose 4-3-3 just for the sake of it, because of the players I had. But what I like to do is make that first 11 just of bronze players, and basically you're going to be taking them into offline, so it doesn't matter how good they are, because you're only going to be playing against low difficulties. But I made that team, and then I've got a sub for each position, apart from the centre backs, because you can rotate them within. If you've got 2 centre backs in your starting 11, you only need 1 sub because they don't lose as much fitness as the rest of the team. But yeah, basically made that team, took that into the first 2 offline tournaments, which you both get. Both give you an untradeable gold pack, which at the start 2 gold packs is big for your club, just because you can get players, contracts, fitness, all different bits. And yeah, obviously you can get some crazy good players. Obviously the chances of that are very, very slim, but there's always that in there. And then yeah, I'm basically going to show you going through these manager tasks which I've completed and what I've done. Obviously, if you were doing this, I'd done these and didn't redeem them until all in one go like this for the purpose of the video, because it takes a bit long if you're doing it one by one. But yeah, basically, if you're doing this one at a time, like redeem it every time you unlock a manager task, that helps as well. But yeah, obviously playing the 8 games for those first 2 offline tournaments, you get 2 gold packs for that. You've got your welcome back packs. Then you get all the coins for playing each game. You're not losing any contracts because they're all the untradeable players you've got that start with the 40 contracts. And yeah, it's just a win-win really. And then you can see it's quite good actually. You get these loan players to choose from, which will come in handy at some point or another. I recommend not using them until you're sort of getting higher up in online possibly, or in a harder tournament or harder offline seasons, whatever you want to do. But they're a bit of a waste I find at the start, because you don't need players sort of that good almost in your team. The more important thing is to get a whole team, which you'll see coming up as well. I'll build a starter squad, all from just cheap players that we get either from these packs or just some cheap open bidding. But yeah, I mean, the manager tasks very simple. You've got to basically play 2 games, so you've done that already, because like you can see I've played 8 from the tournaments. You get 1 literally for just opening your players at the start, which you have to do to start Ultimate Team. That's 1 done already. Applying a contracts 1, applying a fitness items 1, changing your name, and you don't even have to change the name of your club, you can just leave it the same, but you have to just go into the menu and then enter it again. That gives you 1. Getting some green links in the chemistry, getting the whole starting 11 in their correct positions, which is obviously like if you've got right backs, not right wing backs, making sure it's a right wing back, making sure it's a right back in the right back position, or with your wingers making sure it's a right mid instead of a right wing, and all stuff like that. So very easy. But you can see us here starting to open up our rewards, and we open up, this is obviously now the 2 packs from the tournament. We've got all the packs that we got from the manager tasks and our reward packs for playing FIFA 20. So there's quite a few packs to open. Nothing too amazing, but we do definitely get some good players that go straight into our starting 11. And you guessed it, it is Premier League as well, which is, some would say boring, but I just love it because obviously I'm English, I live in England, I watch the Premier League all the time. I do support Man United, which after the last result we had in the league, the less to be said about that the better. But yeah, try not to rinse me too much in the comments for that. But yeah, let me know where you live and what team you support, what league you support, and if the sort of team or league that you watch the most has any influence on what way you go with for your starter team in FIFA. But yeah, back to what I do. So obviously a lot of you have watched these videos before from previous years will know what I do after every game, no matter what game that is. I buy at least one bronze pack, which obviously is paid for with the match coins, plus you'll probably more than likely, unless it's a rage quit, you get less than 400, but if you play the full 90 you'll definitely get more than 400 coins. So then what you want to do is just buy a bronze pack, keep all the bronze contracts, and then you can sell off the fitness, both single fitness and squad fitness. The attribute cards are going for crazy money. You'll see some of the sold stuff coming up in a little bit. I've been sending a lot of attribute cards, even just the single ones for defending and physical, pace, passing, dribbling and shooting and all that. It's just crazy what they go for. I don't recommend using them, to be honest. I don't think they're enough worth it. They will give you a boost obviously, but especially the bronze one, I don't know how much of a boost you'll actually get off that. And to be honest, it's almost better to try and improve your overall game of FIFA rather than trying to boost your players you've got. Because yeah, these attribute cards, they're temporary, but if you can just get better with the game, that's obviously going to last you more and not cost you all the coins. You want to store all your players that you get in bronze packs. Obviously if you get any that you think might sell instantly for a decent amount, because they might be in SBCs or just a popular player or nation, then go ahead and sell them. Check kits that you might like or think that other people might like. Some stadiums sometimes go. I save all the rare managers because they give you +1 negotiations, which I'll get onto maybe in a separate video, not too distant future. But yeah, managers, if you scroll along on the details of them with the right stick, you can see, right or left, yeah, no, it is right stick. You can see that they have a sort of an attribute called negotiations, and it has a percentage. Basically, that percentage adds up to a maximum of 50%, and then whenever you apply a contract to a player, they get that percentage added on as well as the total obviously of the contract. So let's just say you get your maximum 50% manager negotiations bonus. You add a contract, let's say, that adds 10 games to a player. That means you're actually going to get 15 games on that player. So that's a little thing obviously on the Switch, because it's not as easy to make coins as the other consoles should I say. You have to sort of be a bit more smart about it. So it means doing that, getting your 50 negotiations on your contracts from your managers, it's just going to give you that extra games with players and save you money and save you effort in the long run, of not having to buy other contracts. Obviously with gold players, they only get 1 game off a non-rare bronze contract, but they get 3 off of a rare bronze contract, which with the 50 gets you up to 4. So when you're already making coins from bronze packs for all the stuff you're selling, and then you're not having to buy gold contracts or silver contracts with coins from all the contracts you're getting in the bronze packs, it's just a win-win. And you can kind of see that it's a cycle. You play a game, buy a bronze pack, get those contracts so they can help you play more games to buy more bronze contracts. You can sell off the stuff to make your money back for the pack, and it's just like a never-ending cycle, making profit, playing games, getting contracts. And definitely a recommendation of mine. And then you can see now we've opened all those packs. You can see we've got quite a few decent Premier League players, and as you can see we actually get up to 15 games played now, which was so obviously the 8 games we'd already played, I'd played another 4 at this stage in the first beginner offline tournament, which I'd recommend doing because it's a lot better coin bonus than when you played that first one, where you get to choose your difficulty. It's a lot better coin, so I'd recommend doing that with your starter bronze team as well. And then yeah, so that gets you up to 12 games. Then I went in and played the first of division. What was it? It would have been Division 9, obviously, with my bronze team. But basically I played one game in that season, and then I went to play the next game, and as I just showed you, it wouldn't let me, and it was all glitched out, and every time you tried to play the game, it just would quit you out of the game. So basically I forfeited that, and then I've gone back in and played that tournament again, but then not tournament, season. But then I'm not sure, you'll have to let me know, because I haven't seen much about it, but people might be able to find out if that happens every time you play another offline season other than the first one, because that would be quite annoying and something we might need to bring up to EA possibly. But as you can see, here's our gold Premier League starter team. We've got a couple of loans on the bench as super subs, but then we've got quite a few players in there we packed actually. Like Harvey Barnes was a really decent one to get. He was going for quite a bit at the first stage. And then a lot of like players you'd look at and think aren't great, but I can't stress enough, especially in the lower divisions and when you're starting off, just having a solid goal team, players in their right positions and stuff. Apart from at first, when you saw that squad, I had a couple of centre backs playing right backs, because the right and left backs are always expensive at the start. Yeah, chemistry, players in their right positions, it's just major because of the amount of teams you see. Like I'm now, as you're watching this, I'm now up to Division 7 in online seasons, and I'm still seeing people with like around 50 chemistry, and it's just unbelievable that people don't get that chemistry because it's so important. But here you will see me complete a I think this was Werner is Blue, which just required one German, which you saw there was an untradeable we had, and then you can go all bronze. So just really nice, and we got a 2-player pack which actually upgrades the squad instantly as well. So we're just doing really well, and as you can see, we haven't done a lot. We've played about 15 games, we've done all the manager tasks, we've done a load of bronze pack method. Also what I was doing was buying players on open bid for as cheap as possible, comparing their price to see if I'd be able to sell them for more from the major 5 leagues. So that obviously major 5 is the Premier League, Liga On, the Serie A, Bundesliga, and La Liga or Liga Santander. But yeah, in this pack from the Werner is Blue challenge, we actually get 2 tradable goalkeepers. Obviously Castells you're not going to be using because he's not Premier League, but he's a nice 83 to go into the club. And then also at Gaeta, the Spanish guy from Crystal Palace, who's got a pretty decent goalkeeper card. Obviously with basic, I think we still get plus 10 with a basic chemistry style. With 10 chem on your goalkeeper, they get plus 10 in every stat, so he's up at like almost 90 in every stat, which is pretty decent to start off, I would say. But that is pretty much going to be the end of it, guys. And as you can see here, making loads of profit, selling loads of bits, and yeah, really happy with how it's going. Let me know what you got, if you've got packed anything good, and yeah, hit the like, hit subscribe, and I shall see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.